Hello, everyone. It's good to be here. Finally, we are having some issues. Um, Augustine, I don't know what is making that squeaking sound at your end. Something is making a squeaking sound. Is something touching your laptop or your phone? Okay, I think it's better. And your head is cutting a little bit so that we can see the fullness of your head. Hello? Who? None. Who? Who's none? I'm in a live stream. Tell me in live stream. Can you hear me now? I can't hear you. Has it gone off again? I can't hear your sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so
All right.
welcome everyone. It's good to have everybody here on this live stream. Um, Today is the second to the last day of the live stream, and we are glad that we are here. Today we have another powerful young individual, Augustina Nwankwo, and we are going to be having conversation as usual. So it's good afternoon to you guys, and everybody who is tuning in from Nigeria and in parts of West Africa and in other parts of Europe. Okay, if you are tuning in from places where we are not in the afternoon, good morning or good night, as the case may be. Welcome, everyone. It's good to have all of you here watching us. As you know, this is Young and Earning Summit, where we are casting the spotlight on amazing young individuals who are doing remarkable work. So if you're joining us right now, please let us know where you're tuning in from. Drop your name and your city. Um, right here, I can see Emmanuel Opoku from Ghana. I see Ezekiel Johnny from Kano State. Um, yeah, so these are the individuals who have dropped their names and their cities in the comment section. As you're tuning in, let's know where you're tuning in from. Welcome, Augustina.
Thank you so much, sir.
The screeching sound is still happening. I don't know, maybe something that touching there. I can't really understand
Hey,
why it's
I'm
happening.
not touching, I'm not
Sorry?
touching anything. I'm not touching anything.
I don't know. Okay, I think it's better now, but it's still screeching over your side. I don't know. Okay, you are welcome. I look
Thank
forward to having a fantastic conversation with you. So go ahead and let us know all about Augustina Nwankwo. We want to know all about you, your background, your educational background, your strides so far up until this very moment. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much, sir, for this very rare opportunity. I'm really grateful. Yes. And thank you so much for tuning in, all our viewers. I'm really excited to see you here. So watch me tell you my story, to share my journey with you. My name is Augustina Nwankwo. I'm the third child out of four. I'm the second girl. I okay, let me start from here because that's almost the point where my whole life changed. I lost my father at the age of 10 when I was in primary five. And we really struggled with that period because my mom was a trader. She's a trader, not was. She's a trader, and I had two older siblings that were still in secondary school then. So it was very difficult to really be able to provide for everybody just as a single breadwinner. So when I was done, I completed my secondary school. I actually went to two secondary schools. I went to junior school at Progressive, and I later went to Nobel, where I completed my senior classes. And after writing the WAEC exams, my whole results were seized. I was not happy about it because I am privileged to be among one of the bright students that perform very well in education. Yeah. So when I told my teachers, especially my math teacher that really went so much overboard to be of help to me, I went for free classes. That's free lessons, WAEC lessons. When I was in SS2, he was the one in charge. So I went for free lessons. I also went for lessons in SS3 and wrote my exams. Imagine when one of the good students is not able to pass. So after that year, that was in 2011, I got enrolled in a computer school where I learned the basics, basic internet operations, Microsoft Word, and then PowerPoint. Then I began looking for a job. because I had to do something. My mom was unable to afford paying for more fees for my exams. So I had two job openings I was informed about, and that was being a cleaner in an office or to work as a secretary in the market. So I accepted to work as a cleaner with the office, and with that office, that's when my life became better. I worked for a month as a cleaner where I was paid 15,000 naira, and the subsequent month, my salary was increased and I was promoted to work as a receptionist. So I worked as a receptionist that year. The coming year, I kept saving because I knew I really want to go far in my education. So I wrote, let me just stop, I cut that one short somehow. I wrote exams 5 times before I was able to get good results. I was even duped in between where I registered for the NECO exams, and it was the wrong person I made the payment to. He made away with my 40,000 naira then, and I lost money. So until 2018, before I was able to get a good result, I was still working the time being. So when I was still working in 2018, the same year where I got a good result, I began training. I got enrolled into a training where I learned how to make bags because I recently learned how to make bags with gum. But I had challenges because I had a client I was supplying to them around Franklin's where I work. The issue with the bag was the edges usually open, and I was not satisfied because there's no way the business can continue. So I started making research on where I can learn how to make bags where I can sew so that the bags will last. And so that the bags will, the clients will always come back to buy. Especially, I was dealing with a client that was reselling, not direct users. And I also had to check for a training that will be convenient with my work because I cannot stop work. Yes, I did not have any person funding me. There was no uncle giving me money. There was no big bro giving me money or any free money from anywhere. So I had to enroll in that training when I got informed about it. So after work hours by 5 p.m., I go to my training center and train for 3 hours. So I learned how to make lunch packs then, traveling bags, messenger bags, and backpacks too. So that was what I learned. Then after that training, I still was not satisfied with what I have. I wanted more. I wanted more. I was scrolling through Facebook. So I saw a notice for training on upgrade from Vivian. Yeah, so she makes good bags, very, very good bags. So I said, this is what I want. This is what I want. I made inquiries for the fee. When she told me I had to pay 50,000 as at then, that was 2019, I was unable to afford it. So I told her I was unable to afford it, but I'll have to save and come back for it. And I actually did. I saved from my salary and I came back for the training. That was in 2020 during the corona period. Yeah, the COVID period. My off days, more like the days we don't have to go to work because it was one day on and one day off. Those were the times I was able to go to Mushin from Alaba. I stay around Alaba. So I had to go to Mushin. I'm saying this so you understand the distance very, very far. Yes, because I spent almost 3,000 naira going and coming. Yes, I had to do that much because I knew what I wanted and I had to go for it. So I was going for the trainings on Tuesdays and on weekends. So I went for the training for a few months. I got what I actually wanted. And the next challenge was selling. How do you sell on social media? When I was unable to understand anything, I did not know how to navigate. I did not understand that you have to be strategic in your posting. I did not understand that you have to have a reason why you post so you can get what you want. Yes. And branding too, copywriting too, because you have to learn how to sell with words. So while I was still rounding up my training with Vivian, I remember I was in the house one day at a weekend, during a weekend. I was scrolling through Facebook and somehow I found Zim Simon. Yes. He was organizing a training on how to, from skill to profit, that was the title, about mindsets. And it was like the Holy Spirit just brought that to me. I got enrolled immediately. I made payments. That was almost like the last money I had in my account. So it's quite funny. It was quite funny because I spent so much on that training. Training I was going every time, my transport, my feeding. It was very, very hard for me, but I had to do it because I knew what I wanted. So I got enrolled in the training Skill to Profit, and that was like the mind opener. It's opened my mind to a whole lot of things. I realized that my mind is very powerful. How much I can achieve is how much I conceive in my mind. And I can only attract what I become. Yes, I can only attract what I become. Whatever you want is also looking for you, but not a particular version of you. That was what I got to know in my mind. So I started working on my mindset. I became very positive. Then my goal was still five figures. Like if I see five figures, like normal five figures, but a big five figures, you'll be very happy. But then our minds were open on how much we can achieve six figures. And I started working towards it, and it became a reality. It started from my mind, and I walked towards it. And I prayed because life is very spiritual. So I prayed so much, and everything complemented each other, and it became a reality. So that's how much I have come. I also did a training on copywriting. Yes, so I learned how to sell with words. I had a challenge again on posting. Sometimes you run out of content ideas. Yeah, what to post, how to post, when to post, type of post to make. So I did another training. I am a big fan of paying for knowledge. Yes, what you want, you pay for it. When you undergo the training, you act on it. There are a whole lot of people that they will always say, "Oh, I've done this training, I've done this training, I've done this training," but they don't have anything to show for it. So when you undergo any training, you act on it. So I acted on those training alongside the last training I did, which was on branding. Yes. So I learned how to build up content, be strategic in my content for brand awareness, brand perception, and when you want clients to give you money, the kind of post you make, everything. I That was the last training I did. And oh, the sections I had with Blessing Okebe was gold. When we had the personal sections, opened my mind to a whole lot of things, and since then that was like the breakthrough. I also did honor. I practiced honor a whole lot because I believe so much in spirituality. So I practiced some laws, yeah, that works. So that's how far I have been. Yes, I think I have to stop here now.
Wow, that's amazing. Good story. Good story you've had there. Thank you so much, Augustina, for this. I know you have your products over there. I would like you
Yes.
to show, as you begin to answer my next question, show us your products.
Okay.
Lots of young people who are here now who want to go into that business. All right. Tell us, as you're showing your products, show us, tell us how young people can get into this kind of business and begin to build. Please go ahead.
How young people can get into this kind of business without sugarcoating words. First of all, they have to understand that it is hard. Yes, it's not sweet at all. The road towards leather production, especially when you're involved in production process, it's very hard. So you have to open up your mind to do a hard thing, but then in a way that will make it easy. Yes. So okay, let me show you off my products before I forget. This is a handmade bag, perfect for events. Yeah. How young people can, I think I forgot the question. How young people can begin a business like this? They just have to open up their minds to do the hard things because it's very hard, especially if you're not in Lagos. Because Lagos has a major market in motion where you can get to source your leather products, and there are a whole lot of limitations when you don't have fund to buy machines. You have a whole lot of limitations, and the production process will be very, very hard. Like I was facing in my beginning process, my beginning stage. This is customized. I currently own a customization machine, but previously when I had to go to machine to customize, I spent hours and stress and money on transport. But now it gets better because I'm able to do all these myself after working for months and years to save up and get the required machines I need. Thank you so much. I think I've answered the question.
Yeah, I wanted you to take us on the steps. For those of them who will want. Meanwhile, see this man here. He has. We don't have crazy friends. Don't mind them. I have crazy friends who have come to visit me in the office.
Certain. I know he.
All right, so let us into the steps. For those who want to start out in this business, the steps that they can take to be able to start out. Okay, that's what I just wanted to hammer upon in the next 5 minutes.
Practical steps. You just have to enroll in a training first. That's just the thing. First, depends if you have idea on bag making or making anything with leather. You just have to enroll in a training. There's no magic. You cannot learn this thing on Google, on YouTube. Sorry, you can't learn it except you have a prior knowledge of it already. So you must enroll in a training and be available. There are people that will begin trainings that they don't end, or they'll begin trainings and they are nonchalant towards being present to learn and open your mind to learn. And also in the course of training, definitely a whole lot could happen. I have had three bosses I learned from, and I have different experiences with these three different people. But then I was focused on what I wanted, which was the knowledge I paid for. So you just have to shun every form of distraction that is coming in the course of training. Then when you're done training or in the process of training, you'll be introduced to the materials needed to produce. Then you'll be taken to the market, introduced to the right people you can get quality materials from. You begin from there, begin to produce. Then it's very important to learn how to market. You can learn to produce but not learn how to market. By then, who will be wearing your products? You see. So the first step is to enroll in a training. But before you enroll, open your mind to learn, because you're not going there to play. You get, open your mind to learn and be very serious to learn. Don't get carried away. You're not being trained and be pressing phone. No, don't get carried away. Be focused. When you don't understand, you ask questions. Then you begin to produce. You go to the market to get your leather products. You begin to produce. Then you learn marketing. Then you sell online. I think these are the practical steps.
Thank you so much. So, guys, if you are tuning in right now, I would love you to do something for us. Please share the live stream, okay? Share this
Sir?
live stream. No, I'm talking to those of them who are joining us right now. If you're on this live stream, please go ahead and share this live stream. There is a button beneath the frame of this screen. Just tap the share button there, and you can share this live stream. It's important that you do so. Okay. So thank you. So next question for you, Augustina, is you're a woman. You are in a field where it is dominated mainly by men. Have you had challenges regarding your femininity, men, thinking because you're a woman, you are not able to deliver or you're not able to do your job well, or even the men in the field also challenging you? Because what you tell us right now will be something that will be good for the female folk who want to also pursue this business of making footwears and all that you do.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. First of all, I am a big fan of gender equality. And I've always had this mantra growing up. I believe I can be whatever I want to be. Yes. Anything I want to be, doesn't matter whatever field, I believe I can do it if I put my mind to it. Being a female in this field, I've not really had much challenge. I think I didn't I think I didn't really have much challenge. Just that when you go to the market to sew, probably before to getting my machine, when you go to the market to sew, they'll be like, and you'll be almost like the only female there sewing. So you have to wait. But then I have this belief that nobody can nobody can make me feel less of myself. Yes. So I go there with that belief and I mingle with everybody freely, and I don't have any time or point in time I begin to feel okay, I am not a guy, I'm not enough to do this, or how sure am I to do this. I go there with the perception of I can do it. Because you can do it, I can do it if I want to do it. So you should just have the right mindset. Like, I'll still go back to the mindset. These trainings were very helpful to me. The mindset, you can do it. You don't have to feel big or start saying you're not a guy, so you not perform better. First of all, it has to do with you. Whatever you feed your mind is what you become. So you just have to believe that you can do it. And it does not matter who is dominating the field or not. So you can do it, and you definitely have to do it. I did not really have much challenge because I'm always cool with the guys. Growing up, guys have always been my friends. So I didn't really have much challenge. No, I had the right mindset going into the field. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Augustina. Thank you so much um, for all that you're sharing. Okay, so um, because this is about casting spotlight and changing narrative concerning earning, so I want you to give us, share with us the kind of value system that has helped you to be building up until this time. The value system, what is keeping you going on, relationship, the things that are helping you to still stay on this journey and you keep building.
Thank you so much for this question. Values that have helped me to stay on this journey. Okay. I know what I want. First of all, you have to know what you want. I know what I want, and I believe I can get what I want by working hard, because there are no two ways. Poverty is hard, and to have money, to make wealth is also hard. So you have to choose the hard that is okay for you. And the hard I chose for myself was to make wealth. Values that have helped me is I can be all that I want to be. One. Two, I've also values that have helped me is about being consistent, being resilient. Yeah, being resilient. Because there are many reasons that will make you want to quit. Ha. There are many reasons that will make you want to feel like, guys, I'm not doing this any longer. But you have to remember where you're coming from. Ha. You have to remember where you're coming from. So you don't lose guard for where you're going. I know where I'm coming from. I know privileges I'm not able to enjoy because of my upbringing. And I don't want the same for my children. No. And I also want a very good home for my family. These are many, these are part of the values that makes me to work hard and keep my eyes very, very keen on the goals I want. And also learn goal setting. You set your goals and you work so hard to achieve it. I think that's all on the values, but it's basically you can be all that you want to be. And sure, everybody wants luxury life now. So these are many reasons why you just have to keep focused. Then on relationships, my many relationships are mostly female lately. Yes, yeah, because I remember the first relationship I was in with a guy. I when I did my first training on making bag with gum, he said that he wouldn't want me to be making bags for sale. I should just be making bags to use. One. Foolishly, I agreed because I was very young then. Foolishly, I agreed. But thank God I left the relationship and I got my normal senses back. Another relationship I was into, that was the period I was paying for courses and learning and learning. This guy also complained that I'm wasting my money on courses. There's this quote I used to say: when somebody said you have more than, you don't need bags, cut them off. I actually cut that friend off that told me I didn't need courses. You have to know what you want. And when somebody in your life or in your cycle is not aligning with your goal, guy, you have to cut that person off. I did cut that friend off because I knew what I wanted. You're among the few persons I tell, okay, I'm getting these courses because this is what I want. And the only thing you can tell me is to say negative things to me, like how? I wouldn't listen, definitely. So I cut those friends off and I began to be strategic with my friendships. I look around me and see people that are in places that I want to be. I begin to study their patterns. I begin to study their patterns and make mine. I begin to study their patterns because they are a big source of motivation for me. I realign myself and surround myself with people that motivate me to be aligned, people that motivate me to keep pushing, people that I look up to and see reasons not to give up. Those, I think those are part of the values I had. I was strategic with my friendships. I surrounded myself with positive people and shunned all the negativities in my life. And I kept my eyes focused on the goals. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, if you are live with us, please do share the live stream as you have asked. Share the live stream, share the live stream. Okay, Gostina, I have another question that I want to ask you for young people because this conversation is all about how you young people can start to make money or they are making money legitimately. Um, just advise the young people who are here, those of them who really want to make money. How
Yeah.
can they start? What should they focus on? You can use yourself as an example, your experiences and more, because we want to hear from you expressly. Because you are young, you are earning money from what you're doing in the footwear and the industry. We just want you to please advise. How can they start? What should they do? To be able to start earning money for themselves legitimately.
Thank you so much for that question, sir. How young people can make money legitimately, how they can start. First, you have to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, you'll be tossed around. You start this and start this and start this. You have to know what you want. Do research about it. You have to also know your target audience. Have you? Yeah. How young people can make money. You have to know what you want. Do research about it on the processes involved for you to undergo the training. Because, okay, let me use myself as a case study. When I knew that I had a special attraction towards bag, let me use the word attraction. But then I had to study and see what are the challenges with bags, especially bags made in Nigeria or bags in general. I noticed that if you buy a bag and you don't use them for months, and you pick them suddenly one day, it have already peeled or it's already peeling. You see, it has already peeled or it's already peeling. Another challenge was having the same design everywhere you go. I'm not a fan of replicating designs. I want to have a unique design, a design you can count the number of people that own it. You understand? I don't want a random design. Yeah. So I had the love for unique designs, unique things. That's why I had to go and learn how to make special designs, designs that are made for you, products that are made for you, having you specially in mind. So when I went through I had to make my research. How do I start? I know there was no two ways. I had to undergo a training. I cannot start from nowhere. If you go to YouTube, you end up being confused, except you have a prior knowledge. That's where you can pick up from YouTube. You have to go through physical training. Because even in the course of physical training, you may be seeing your boss doing something. And when you are asked to do the same thing, you'll be stuck somewhere. You see, so you must go through a physical training, and when you continually do the same thing every time, that's when you become an expert gradually with time. Gradually with time. So how you can start, you have to know what you want. Then you check the processes involved in learning it. Then you enroll in the training. If it's a skill you want to learn, you enroll. If it's about career, you have to also enroll and study and practice. You must study and practice, not just studying alone. And when you practice, you act on it. Like you practice and practice over and over again until you learn it. Then you learn the act of selling. For me that sells products, you have to learn the act of selling. If you want to scale through with selling online, you must learn the act of selling. And then we have good ethics and all. You have to be, it's not, you can't be a vendor and be doing dragging online now, you understand? You cannot be a vendor and be doing dragging. You have to be very strategic with posts you make. I think I've answered that question for you to. First of all, you just know how what you want. That's the first step. You must know what you want. Be convinced this is what you want. You don't have to do it because Nkechi is doing it. No. You have to be very sure this is what you want. Then check about the processes involved in learning it. Yes. Then you go to the second step by paying enrolling. Then you begin to study or you learn the skill. Then you practice, you act on it. When you become very good and you feel you're ready for the world, because you have to produce something that can withstand the test of time, one, and can stand side by side with international brands or very good brands, even in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. You have to step up with your skill. If you need an upgrade, you go for it. If you cannot currently afford, you save for it. That was what helped me. I acknowledge something when I cannot afford it. I have a mantra also. Nothing is too expensive. It all depends on how much you can afford it, how you can conveniently afford it at that time. So if you're unable to afford that training that is 100,000 or anything, but you know how much this training means to you and how much training to bring about in your life, you have to save for it. Deny yourself for some temporary pleasure to get something that will be worthwhile for you. So you save for it, you pay for the training, and be involved in the process and learning, be active, then you practice, really, really practice. Then when you become very good, learn the act of selling and begin to sell. Money will definitely come. Money is attracted to what you become. You cannot be at that amateur stage and you're charging as much as people that have been there for years. No, this is branding in play. People will pay because you are the one selling. So by then, you now learn the act of selling, branding involved, and then money will just be coming. You don't have to struggle for it because whenever you promise, you over deliver. When you promise, you over deliver. So people will not have a challenge. The referral will be on a steady, and that's how your growth process will be continuous. Then you check back, restructure, and have your brand continue growing. Thank you so much, sir.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Augustina, for this, for what you're sharing with us. Such an amazing journey. Doing what you're doing, such an amazing. So 2023 is coming. I know that a lot of individuals get inspired by what you're doing. What's your aspiration for 2023? What are your plans? What are you going to be building? Let's know. And perhaps then some individuals who will be willing to work with you on your projects. So let us in on your plans and aspirations for the year coming.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for that question. For 2023, few weeks to come, my plans first, though I intend diverting. Yes, I have to divert because I am building a new career apart from my business. I learned how to use tech tools, and I also got enrolled in the just concluded ALX virtual assistant program where I just graduated. So I want to be able to work for high profile individuals as their virtual assistants, create their itineraries for them, take care of their emails, set up their calendars for them, and many more. My reason for going into this field is to invest in my career so my career can fund my business. Yes, I want to invest in my career so my career can fund my business. Then I'll be able to have an offline space because I practically work at home. Yes, very funny. I work at home actually. So by next year, I hope to have enough fund for my career so I can be able to have an offline space. I own an industrial machine now, and I need two more industrial machines or three. I need three more industrial machines to really start off my offline brand. Yes, to start my business. Then I build in structures. I need humans to work for me, someone to be in charge of the cutting, someone to be in charge of all deliveries. I would need to place structures to work for me by then. So first of all, it's just my career I'm giving attention to. So my career can fund my business. Then I have an offline space to work. By then, because I have had a whole lot of people asking me for trainings and trainings and trainings, and it breaks my heart every time to tell them we're not currently taking, we're not currently taking, we're not currently taking. Some people get angry. They be like, is it that you want to teach me? But then I can't bring any person home. That's a personal decision. I don't want to bring any person home to train. If I have to train, it has to be an offline space, which is a shop or a shop that has a workshop and a showroom. That's my plan. And I'll have people work for me. So by then, I'll be able to train young people who have interest in learning how to make bags, belts, wallets, customized bracelets, footwears, and more. Everything that has to do with leather. Will train you from the whole process. You learn how to source the leather. Sourcing is number one. Your pattern cutting, the whole process involved, and every other thing. Thank you so much, sir.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for being part of this session. I am quite excited that you joined us for this session and you've been able to share your thoughts and your journey with us. Okay, so as we're wrapping up, this is the second to the final session of the Young and Earning Summit. So I'd like to have your brief takes, what your closing remarks, what you thought about, what you think about the summit so far, what you're doing, and your takes as we call it the wraps on this session.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I have to express my excitement again because I'm really excited to be here to share my journey without sugarcoating words. Like every process actually happened. Yeah, my closing remark would be you can be the change. First of all, you should be the change you want to see, and you can be all that you want to be. Just put your mind towards it and walk towards it to shun every form of distraction. Distraction can be in form of parties. Yeah, people spend so much on parties, but they will not spend that much to acquire knowledge, and that's very bad. So you have to know what you need, and then we have needs and wants. Needs are what you really need, like they are very there. You have to create a scale of preference and know what's most important to you in your life. Checkmate yourself, your journey, how far, go back to the table, re-strategize. You cannot do the same thing the same way every day and expect a different result. No magic. When something is not working, when the process you're taking is not working or the path you're in is not working, step back and watch. For me, every month I do strategy sections with myself. Yes, I enjoy conversations with myself and I do it a whole lot. I check how far I did for the month, which posts perform better, which how I have to work better in my copywriting, my words on how I post, or the time to post. You have to learn all these things. You observe closely. How you learn, you observe closely. Those ones you have to learn on it. So you just have to always check yourself, have self-evaluation, evaluate yourself every time, whatever you're doing. If it's not bringing a good result, you have to re-strategize and check on something else or check on another way to make it work. Don't be stuck in the same process when it's not working. No, there can be no change. So you just have to check, evaluate, and act on a different process. And whatever skill that is necessary for you to scale through in life, maybe you need to upgrade and you cannot currently afford it. Take your time and save. Take your time and save. Afford it because it's for the future. It has further future benefits, not a temporary benefit. And you know what you want, you go for it. So I think that's all I can say. And also be strategic in your friendships. Be with people you can learn. And you don't have to compete. I don't compete. You just have to know it's only you. You don't have to compete. You can always admire what someone is doing. You admire it. Fine. It should always be a source of motivation. Not when you see somebody's stuff they are doing and you're becoming angry because you can't do that much. You don't have to compare. Everybody have their stories. They have where they are coming from. Some people have people funding them, and some others have to work so hard for what they want. That reminds me, there was a time on Facebook I came across a post somewhere on a blogger's page, and that was when my mindset changed in another aspect. Because I was thinking there would be a savior that will come and save me. But that post said, Some people are the saviors of their own life. That was when I decided to work so hard. And I leaned on God, oh, hey. Because whenever somebody says, Tina, how do you do it? I say, now God. Yes, now God. Because prayers, I always believe prayers work. Do the hard work and add prayer to it. Do the hard work and add prayer to it. You're doing better does not mean others are not doing better too. Some people have the knowledge, but still they can't sell. There must always be a grace factor. How can the grace factor come? Is the G, that is God. How much are you close to God? Because I had to go back and check. Stina, you have to step up in your spiritual game. You have to step up in your spirituality with God. That's the only way business can work. For me, everybody has their beliefs. So I had to step up. So you have to hold on to spirituality. If you believe in God, hold him firm. Don't be on the fence. If you don't believe in God, or anyone you believe in, hold it firm. Don't be on the fence. Life is spiritual. Don't afford to be neutral. Thank you so much, sir. Let's stop here.
Thank you so much for this. I mean, thank you, Augustina. Thank you for having the time for us to be on the Young and Earning Summit. Sorry one more time for what happened to your phone before we went live, but I'm glad
No
that we
problem.
have had an amazing session with you this afternoon. God bless you so much. We look forward to seeing amazing stuff that you're doing for yourself, for your brand, and
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
business. And we know that as we enter into the new year, more open doors for you.
Amen.
Expansion, graces, and greatness will be part
Amen.
of your existence. Thank you so much for being part
God
of this and for
bless.
sharing your story. And from me to every one of you who tuned in for this session, please, if you're still here, you can go ahead and still share this live stream so that not more individuals can watch this live stream. Share to your timeline. There is a share button just beneath the frame of this video. Just click it and you'll share on your platform. Thank you, Augustina. God bless you. And from me to everyone, goodbye and have a pleasant day.
Thank you, sir, and you too. I'm really grateful.